Good morning. Okay, so today we're going to talk about common denominators to add and subtract fractions. So first let's review. Hopefully you remember from 4th grade how to add and subtract fractions with the same denominator. Let's take a look. If we have 1/5 plus 2/5, the denominators are already the same. The denominator is the bottom number, so 5 and 5 are our denominators. So we can keep that the same. So the denominator of our answer will also be 5. And then we can just add the numerators. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So our answer is 3/5. What if the denominators are not the same? Let's take a look. If we had a problem like 2/3 plus 1/6, our denominators, our bottom numbers, are not the same. So there are a couple steps to get them the same. The first thing you can do is ask yourself, will one of my denominators go into the other? For example, will 3 go into 6? 3, 6, 9. Yes, 3 will go into 6. So that means I can keep the 1/6 the same and only change this fraction. So I'm making it easier on myself. So I'm going to keep 1/6 the same. So I rewrote it down here. Now I just need to change my 2/3. Well, I know I want my denominator to be 6. So now I have to think, how did I go from 3 to 6? What did I do to the 3 to make it a 6? I multiplied times 2. So times 2. I did 3 times 2 to get my new denominator of 6. Then there's that golden rule. Whatever you do to the bottom, you also have to do to the top. So if I multiplied my denominator by 2, I need to multiply my numerator by 2. So now my new fraction is 2 times 2 is 4/6. Now I have to add 4/6 to 1/6. So now that I got the denominators the same, I want them to stay the same, so my answer will have the same denominator. And I can just add the numerators. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So my answer is 5/6. So I got the denominators to be the same. That's why I kept it the same in my answer, and I just added the numerators. Let's look at an example where one of the denominators does not go into the other denominator. Let's say we have 2/3 minus 1/4. Because it's all the same, adding and subtracting, you still have to get the denominators to be the same. So this is my problem, 2/3 minus 1/4. So again, that first question you can ask yourself, will one denominator go into the other? No, 3 won't go into 4, and 4 won't go into 3 evenly. So now we have to find a number, think of a number, that both 3 and 4 will go into. So I could list the multiples of 3. So I'm counting by 3's. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's probably enough. Now let's list the multiples of 4. Let's count by 4, and then we're going to look for one that's the same. So 4, 8, 12, 16. Hopefully that's enough. So let's look for one that is the same. We have 3, no 3 over there. 6, no 6 over there. 9, no 9 over there. 12, there's a 12. So 4 goes into 12 and 3 goes into 12. So that tells me I need to turn both 3 and 4 into 12s. So let's see how we do that. Let's set up our new fractions below. So my new denominator I know is going to be 12 for both of my fractions. So I'm going to set it up like this. And now I have to ask myself, how do I go from a 3 to a 12? How do I turn this 3 into a 12? Well, we just counted by 3's, so 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to multiply by 4. Remember the golden rule, whatever you do to the bottom, you also have to do to the top, so I have to multiply my numerator times 4 as well. So let's get this first fraction. So I already did the denominator, 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. So now my new numerator, I also have to multiply times 4, so 2 times 4 is going to be 8/12. Now let's look at our other fraction. How did I go from a 4 to a 12? How do I get from a 4 to a 12? 4, 8, 12. I multiplied times 3. And whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So I have my new denominator already. 4 times 3 is 12. To get my new numerator, I'm going to do 1 times 3, which is 3. So now I have 8/12 minus 3/12. Since we already got the denominators the same, we want our answer to have that same denominator. So now I can just add or subtract the numerators. In this case, I'm subtracting. So 8 minus 3 is going to give me 5/12. So here's one last look at an anchor chart that I made. Hopefully this isn't totally backwards. Maybe it is. I'll read it to you. Mathematicians add and subtract fractions by using common denominators. So the first step was our denominators were the same, so we could just keep it the same and add our numerators. The second step, if they're not the same, 4 and 8, then I need to ask myself, will one denominator go into the other? If so, keep the larger denominator and just change the 1 denominator. So in this case, I just changed the 4 to be an 8. And in that last question, if neither of the denominators were the same, I had to find a common denominator and change both of the numerators. This is what you're going to practice today. Good luck. We'll work on it some more Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Have a good day.